By the way, the statue of the fish, that fucking racist fish. Fuck that fish, all right? That fish had it coming. We need to take that fish statue down. And I'm sorry, what, she's going to defend the fish? The fish was a piece of shit. You see the kind of shit that fish was saying? Every day? It's like, oh yeah, the Holocaust never happened. Yeah, the numbers are exaggerated. Fuck that fish, all right? Speaking of bringing people over, I'm going to quickly we're going to watch a little bit of this. I have no idea if this is going to be interesting, bad, good, but this is the second appearance that Lauren Southern has made since she emerged from the other world, the nether region. So this is going to be Lauren Southern speaking to Mikhaila Peterson. I don't know if Mikhaila is going to convince her that scurvy is the one true way forward. I don't know if this is going to be the one path. I don't know if that, I have no idea what to expect, but I'm here for it. Right now, Lauren Southern is trying to rebrand herself as a centrist. So she's taking a big step away from the whole great replacement theory. She's not taking any of it down. She's for all these good intentions, she's not taking any of it down. Like all of the worst stuff on her channel, it's up there. And it's probably going to be there for all time. But hey, enlightened centrism is the new thing. Sam Harris has made it cool. And by cool, I mean very profitable. So, look no further than him, Short Fat Otaku. You'll find a lot of the more right wing, wherever you want to place them on the political spectrum or compass, they're starting to want to rebrand as centrists. New centrists. And it sounds nice. It's neat. It's very I'm calm and collected. I'm the new center. And that's the most rational decision, right? Like instead of giving into emotions, instead of going into traditionalism, although most of them do kind of want to go into traditionalism, it's the idea that I'm centered. I'm balanced as all things should be. Even though, by the way, the new center or centrists, what side did they take during the civil rights movement? What side did they take during Stonewall? What side were they the ones just sitting in cafes being like, oh my, terrible business that. No, did you see Martha? Oh yes, look at that. Did you see those people over there? Yes. Oh, boorish behaviour, those. Oh, look at them. Oh, throwing bricks, my word. Bricks. What does this word come to? Bricks. Oh, look, it's Black Lives Matter, and what are they doing? Oh my. Are they rioting? Are they rioting in the streets, smashing Target? Oh, what is this? Oh, lighting police stations on fire. Fire, you say? Oh, simply not becoming, I say, those. Oh, terrible. Oh, yes, the civility, the possessions. Oh, the possessions, look at that. Look at those TVs and televisions. VCRs, staplers. Clearly, I've purchased many items at a store recently because I know what things people buy. By Jove.
Welcome to the Mikhaila Peterson podcast. This is episode 11. Today's episode, I spoke to Lauren Southern. So how did you manage? I mean, we'll get into a whole bunch of more interesting things, but one thing I'm kind of focused on recently is stress management because of what my dad's been through in the last 5 years. And I think maybe it's hard to say, being thrown into relative fame. I think it's different depending on what age you're thrown into it at. But how did you balance or manage that? Because you were well known and for something that was controversial. So it's not like you were seen in a positive light from a lot of people. So how did you manage staying sane through that?
It was very much baptism by fire. I kind of got this wave of hate all at once, and it was super overwhelming. I just remember being so upset about it. Lots of people were lying about me online. I just had slanderous articles being uploaded everywhere. I had people from my high school signing petitions to get me kicked out of political parties and university. And it's a survival mechanism for sure. Just having that switch of don't care what any of you say. Don't care if the entire crowd is screaming at me, just being able to shut off that switch of shame. It's a crazy, I don't know if you'd call it a talent, but ability that I just think people in this modern age are having to learn to develop because of this very, very toxic online environment.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. And maybe, I don't know if being 19 is young, but have you ever done, I feel like when we met a couple of years or a number of years ago, did you do Dad's personality test?
I mean, yeah, shame is, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, actually. Apologizing is nice. It's good. Correcting yourself is good as well. Those are all good things. Nothing that anyone should be ashamed of. None of those are bad things. So don't fear them.
Did I ever send that to you?
I did do it. I can't remember my exact results. I remember them being crazy though. Like some things were
you've got to be
2 and others were 1,000.
Yeah. That's not surprising. I'm sure you're fairly low in neuroticism to be able to handle that much stress, or adaptable anyway.
Mm-hmm. I do think we'll get into this, I'm sure, but stepping away from the internet and motherhood has definitely changed my feelings and my approach to life and the internet in general. Though, if I go back to looking at my 19-year-old self, a lot of the things I could do then, like standing and holding signs of the slut walk and just like saying some things that were super inflammatory to a crowd, I'd look at myself and I'd be like, I just wouldn't do that now. I just wouldn't. I think there are more respectable and kinder ways to get a point across, and perhaps thinking that now and realizing that and wanting to have more of a nuanced and genuine, less inflammatory discussion with people wouldn't have gotten me the same amount of attention as me being younger and just full of this kind of just zealotry of like, I'm so excited to just say this opinion no matter who it pisses off. So if I had my
She's grown so much. Again, hasn't taken down any of the videos. The videos are still, they're all out there. Every single one. So there's that. But she's grown. She's better now. Centrism's awesome.
Do for 3 hours when my son is napping. Am I supposed to just stare at him all day? No, I want to do something productive. I want to use my creative energy, and that's going to make me a better mother as well. Is not just being this person who is meek and stays at home.
I know that's what the world needed. We need more Lauren Southern documentaries. I don't know what your favorite Lauren Southern documentary is. I like the one where she's on a boat and she has a flare gun and she's firing the flare gun at refugees. That's my favorite Lauren Southern documentary. I don't know what yours is. I mean, everyone has their own. Everyone's got their own. Obviously, I mean, it's different strokes for different folks. I understand that. We can't all have the same, favorite. But that's my personal favorite one.
About all the seeds that I'm supposed to get. Apparently things like flax seed, sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, all these different things have lots of different hormones in them, estrogen. And if you take them at certain times of the month, you can regulate your hormones naturally just using seeds. Oh. Gonna try it. I have no idea if it's gonna work, but I'd rather do something like that naturally.
That sounds way safer.
Hey, you're talking to the meat queen, okay? Trust me, I'm here for whatever strange nonsense you want to say. So if you want to tell me that you can use seeds to regulate your hormones, yes, come on. I have so much scurvy right now. I would love some seeds. In fact, I would kill for some fruit or anything. Just an orange, a lemon. I'd eat a lemon. Honestly, if I could, it would be great instead of my teeth falling out. There's that whole thing.
Another thing I've done is just cut sugar, which has been so helpful.
Was it hard?
It takes me about 2 weeks every time I do it. And then after 2 weeks, it's not hard. It's like my body's forgotten about it.
Okay, good. That's good. Yeah, I had a pretty nasty experience with birth control. And I think a lot of women get depressed when they're on it and they don't even know.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I should preface this, by the way. Yes, that is absolutely, completely true, completely valid. It is kind of weird in our society that, the birth control almost always falls within the realm of women. Because I remember one time when a girlfriend of mine asked me, Lance, would you take a whole bunch of hormones to reduce your sperm to 0? I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, yeah. Would you just take a bunch of hormones if it got your sperm count down to nothing? And I was like, no, that sounds horrible. And she was like, yeah, that's what half of the human race is usually doing. So we can have sex and there's that whole thing. And I was like, oh my, wow, okay. So maybe maybe the pill's a little extreme, because maybe IUDs are the way to go. Just a piece of advice, everyone. If you didn't already know, check out IUDs. They don't actually mess with your hormones, which is a lot better. Okay, it's a lot better. They're working on that. They are. I think they've already got it. I think the male birth control pill exists, but just the idea of it alone, I was like, whoa, that can't be healthy. Wait, what? Really?
Right. They're like, why am I moody and miserable? It could be the pill that you've been on since you were 14. That nobody's telling. I'm not a birth control fan. It made me more crazy than I already am. And one of my best friends who's super stable.
Pulling out is 100%, everybody.
Anecdotes, but still.
I tried it for a short while, and I just scared. They do have issues giving birth. I did end up getting an epidural. I remember I got the laughing gas.
Oh, nice. Is this? I think they're enjoying this because they probably talk about how you shouldn't do drugs. So, I mean, this is the only acceptable drug. It's only the good way a good, proper Christian woman has of getting wrecked is taking an epidural and some of that good old laughing gas. That as well.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. And then it started really hurting. So then I got the epidural, and I, I don't know. Like
I know it's cute. It's adorable. When I do drugs, it's funny. It's fun. We're having a great time. But if you do it, then you're a garbage person. Yeah, you're a cockroach, and you're basically a welfare queen who's living off, good, honest white Christians like myself. But man, it's fun. Epidurals, good old times. Yeah, we have epidural parties now.
I feel like my birth, it was so quick. It was 8 hours from start to finish. I just know mine went really well. Is for people's mental health. I mean, just on all levels, mental health is out the window. Like counselors are overloaded with work. Abuse in homes is through the roof. Suicides rates going up. And this is something that I've realized over the last year, spending a lot of time in person with people. I actually, maybe I'll tell a story about it later, but I went to like a hardcore feminist womb night for women to talk about their birth experiences. And it was a really interesting experience for me. Something that I've come to realize is politics in a lot of cases is people dealing with personal trauma at a distance. Like you look at people that are into hardcore feminism or even hardcore men's rights. Usually they've had some personal traumatic experience that...
Whoa. Armchair psychologist. Come on. That's such a strange generalization. Anyone who wants to get involved in feminism. By the way, everyone. Feminism, by definition, just means that you think there should be equality amongst the sexes. And, I don't think that's a controversial take. I don't think anyone here would not consider themselves a feminist if they knew the actual textbook definition of what it is. So that's it. And if you're about to be like, well, if it's about equality between the sexes, why is it called feminism and not, I don't know, humanism? That's like saying all lives matter to a Black Lives Matter protester. Okay. Cause yeah, it came from, almost half the human race saying, by the way, stop treating us like shit. So we need to sort this out. Can we vote, please? Can we just vote? That would be nice. But yeah, that generalization that every single one of them, like every single feminist, by and large part, does so because they experience trauma at some point.
They can't really process, and so they get involved in these strongly opinionated political communities to deal with their trauma at a distance. And I am seeing that happen.
Okay, she said that the first time and I let it go. It's trauma. She said trauma earlier, and I was like, oh, okay, she slipped up. I slip up all the time. I speak way too fast, and I always mispronounce words. But no, that's the second time. She says trauma. She says trauma instead of trauma.
So many ways with what is happening right now in the States, even on racial levels with the Black Lives Matter stuff, White Lives Matter stuff. Everyone has got a lot of trauma, mental health issues, and they are taking it out in a political form. And I got to say, I know it firsthand, politics is the worst form of therapy, people. The worst form of therapy.
It's not the least stressful, that's for sure. Yeah, wow.
I love that this is being done through a Skype interview, so it's still just as awkward. Skype, like talking over Skype is so awkward.
Versus what they're writing over, like we didn't get to vote or we literally aren't getting to eat. Being stuck at home and just on your computer all day, we are literally inventing problems that don't really exist. We are inventing things to be angry about and to keep our minds busy. It's like this vita activa we've constantly got going because we're so, I genuinely think, not to say problems with police brutality or anything are caused because of boredom, but there is a level of the hysteria, the canceling going online, we have to get rid of the statue of the fish that's racist for some reason because it's this, everyone is just stuck creating problems.
I'm glad she changed. I'm glad. No, it's good. She's gone to the center. She's definitely talking about points that would only be seen as centrist in nature. Definitely. Great talking points. By the way, the statue of the fish, that fucking racist fish. Fuck that fish. All right? That fish had it coming. We need to take that fish statue down. And I'm sorry. What, she's going to defend the fish? The fish was a piece of shit. You see the kind of shit that fish was saying? Every day? It's like, oh yeah, the Holocaust never happened. Yeah, the numbers are exaggerated. Fuck that fish, all right? No, that fish deserves to die. We need to take that fish statue down. That's all I'm going to say.
Problems at home all day. There's not, like, real things to deal with. No one would be protesting over a statue in a third world country because they have to eat.
Holocaust deniers, Holocaust denying fish.
Life things. Whereas we are stuck at home, we are on our computers, we are just creating these environments that.
It was a fast fish.
Also the media, the news, it's what we like to consume.
People
are getting paid to create this hysteria. People are getting paid to post videos of everyone punching each other, everyone just so angry.
I didn't know that. People are getting paid to punch each other to make these videos. Man. She's come such a long way. Can you see the growth? Like it's a thing to behold. It's beautiful. She left for a year, didn't turn off ad revenue, just stayed in the background making that monies, and then came back and is a whole new person.
Think about it all the time. Like when I walk down the street in my town, there's no riots anywhere. No one is screaming at each other because they're different races or wearing masks or not wearing masks. Like I genuinely don't see.
It's just like I just don't see racism in my part of town. It's wonderful. I mean I can't remember the word they say for it. It's gentry, gentra. I don't know. They say the boring academic types. Trust me on this. But no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Everyone is white. Like everyone. I don't get why everyone doesn't live here. Seriously. Like we're all rich. We have beautiful homes, just gorgeous homes. All of it. They're so big. Maybe like I don't know. 20 dogs. Everyone has like the cars, beautiful cars everywhere. No crime. Like the only Mexicans I ever see are the ones that basically mow my lawn. That's it. And even then they're nice ones. They're the good ones because they know their place. It's like I just don't
see that stuff anywhere. But if you're just sitting online and you're just at home, that's what you're seeing every single day, 24/7, constantly, because that's what people want to watch. It's what goes viral. You're not going to see the video of a bunch of college students that disagree with each other having a wonderful conversation and then going home. You're not going to see the woman who was politely asked to put on a mask outside the store and just said, okay, I'll go buy one, or vice versa. You're not going to see those things because they're not interesting. They're not viral. So part of it is a lot of anger. And then also part of it is the media are making things seem crazier than they are.
Yeah, 100%. If there's any time to take a social media break, it was, well, maybe now, but a month ago.
Your goal in life as a woman is find a man, settle down, get married. I think it's an awesome thing. I think it's a beautiful thing to do. It's not for everyone. I don't think you should rush it. I don't think that should be the only focus on your life. I think women should focus on themselves and improving themselves.
Okay, this is the only thing she said so far that I don't find completely off base.
And making yourself a better person. And eventually, if you work on yourself, you will find.
Or you don't have to get married at all. Or you don't have to have kids. Like, we need to stop this idea. Thank you, Poon1312. We have to stop this idea that that's the only way that you succeeded in life. Like, just let's tear down that wall. All right? You can never get married. You can never have children. Both are totally fine. Totally fine. It's totally fine if you want to do that. It's totally fine if you want to have, a whole little litter. It's totally up to you. You get a choice. But the white race.
People that you attract and come to you are of a higher caliber. I think so often, especially when I look at gender forums criticizing each other, men are like, where have all the good women gone? Mm-hmm. Why? Like I literally see things like this. All women are whores. Why won't they date me? Well, maybe that's why they're not dating you, because you call them all whores all day.
Oh, shit. You know what this
Teddy
is?
K says no kids.
You know what this is, everyone? She's throwing shade. She's throwing shade at Paul Joseph Watson. That's exactly what's happening here. This is it. Like, it's vague posting. She's vague posting. No question about that. But she is straight calling out PJW right there. No question. Because, they're beefing online. If you didn't know this right now, they're beefing online. He's like, just outrageously texting her. Oh, what is going on? You are a temptress. I was inside you. Why don't I have the eggs? Yeah. Handsome. Yeah, I know. Handsome Paul Joseph Watson. He's having a normal one on Twitter right now. Imagine my shock that he's just totally melting down. Debate me. I'm so much better looking than you. Everyone thinks so. My girlfriend thinks so. Debate me.
And women that are incensed with anger that they can't find where have all the good men gone. Well,
my
if you work on yourself and you start putting yourself in a higher caliber instead of
Thank you, 1312.
Accepting the best thing to just appear in front of you. I think that's the best thing you can do instead of just chasing people. Work on yourself. One thing that I was doing before I met my husband was I was actually spending a year before I met my husband, I made a decision that I wanted to work on my empathy and my heart. And it was something that I kind of lost.
So what happened? I mean, at what point was she? Hold on.
Mission complete.
To our monarch, Thomas Bow, you are the light that guides our path. To our lords, I'm Rab, Stephen, Ninetails Cosmic Fox, and Hans Josephine, we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byth, Alexander Thaler, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Clement Chutskop, Sky Bear Games, Moss Beast, Political Puppy, Alan R., Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, that's solid poon then, we salute you. And to all our merchants and farmers, you have our undying loyalty and love.